I want to work on an area that tends to be a concern for a lot of women. We call it the bra fat area. It's not necessarily their flanks, and it depends on the client and how much there is. But this area just below where their bra would be sitting tends to bother some women, and you'll find that it's not a very big area. So sometimes I'll combine that with a flank treatment because it's not as much treatment as a stomach would be or something like that. But essentially we're laying out the bra fat area very similar to how we're going to lay out the flank area. I'm just looking for the most amount of fat. Obviously we want to stay away from any creases. We don't want to be doing a treatment over a crease. So I'm not going to even consider that part of my marking. I pretty much just lay a marker over an area of the center of that, and I can get a little bit further back into this area. There's not much here. Remember, we're in the rib cage here, so I'm just going to look for where I can get the most amount of fat pinched, and it's not a very wide angle. We're probably not going to get more than one, maybe we might get two rulers wide, but typically you'll probably be good enough with just one ruler width. Marking it out, and I use my little red marks to mark the transitions, but that area tends to be a very specific area that women like to have reduced. I probably wouldn't expand much more than that width-wise. You can get a little bit higher, but it's starting to get thin. You just got to make sure you have a lot of fat push up in the area. But this is why I mentioned I'd probably just add this little section to a flank treatment because it is kind of part of it. I don't want to get into the thick into the crevice or any creases with the treatment, so this would be a good area to work with that width and distance. I can get a little bit back here. Just be cautious that you have enough fat thickness. You may have to squeeze it together and to push when you're doing the actual performing the treatment.